Hi, I'm Jenny. This video is about transferring your home movies to a digital format and how you can get the most out of them by splitting your movie into separate events, creating chapters and titles, adding cover artwork and so much more. Last year, Alive Studios produced a short video demonstrating how easy it was to add these features to your digital copy using some software called SUBLER. This video proved to be the most watched video on both our YouTube channel and our website, and it reflects the rise in interest people are having in viewing your home movies in this digital format as opposed to traditional Blu-rays or DVDs. I've always been really interested with the conversation about where we go next. We had DVD, then Blu-ray, now we have this digital copy, or what we in Alive Studios have fondly nicknamed your home movies on demand. I was so intrigued by the video our guys made last year that I had the team reproduce my home movie collection as digital copies so I could really understand this exciting new concept. So I've invited you here to my home in Devon today so I can share the results of this work with you. So I already have my entire movie collection stored as Blu-rays. They're all in high definition, they have beautiful menus and titles, of course, because Alive Studios made them for me. But what benefit have I had in having these reproduced as digital copies? Well, there's three main reasons. The first is that I now have all my movies on here, which means I'm mobile. It means I can take my home movies with me on the go. So I have friends abroad. I can take the iPad out there, and instead of all cramming into the living room and hoping that they've got a Blu-ray player, we sit out in the garden, we can have a barbecue, we can share these memories in a relaxed, comfortable environment. So that's the first main reason, the ability to be mobile. Point number two is safety. The ability to make backups of your movies is crucial, and now the digital file makes it even easier to do. Blu-rays and DVDs are great, but you have to have a computer with the right kind of burner, you need to buy the right kinds of discs, you need to check the discs have burnt. The digital file is much easier. It's one single file. That file contains the movie itself, the menus and titles that you have personally added in, and any cover artwork that you've designed for it. That single file can be transferred anywhere you want. It's so portable. So you'll probably, like me, keep the main version on a computer. I've also transferred it to my iPad and my iPhone, so I can take these memories with me wherever I go, if I'm visiting friends or family, or if I just want it with me if I'm travelling. I also back up all my movies to a little USB hard drive, which is really handy. And there's other storage devices like USB sticks. I can put a movie on here, take it to somebody's house, plug that into their computer, and I can give them a copy of the file. It's one simple file, drag and drop from one place to another. You can even upload it onto the internet, so if you have a cloud account, some storage space with your broadband or your Sky account, you can upload the file there for additional security of knowing that you've got lots of backup, so your film is really nice and safe forever. So that's point number two, and that's safety. Point number three is the ability for everyone in your family to have their own bespoke version of your movie. Now, I've been waiting to get to this point because to me it's the most exciting opportunity in having a digital file. Now, if you try and picture a typical home movie collection, like mine, it spans from the 1960s through my own childhood and then current day stuff with my own family and children. I've titled everything up from my perspective. So my parents' wedding says Mum and Dad's wedding. My trip to Paris says our trip to Paris. I've also given this version, our entire movie collection, to each of my three children. My oldest, Jade, has it on her laptop, she has it on her iPad and on her iPhone. She's gone through and retitled them on her version. So, where I've got on my version Mum and Dad's wedding, they're not her mum and dad, they're her grandparents, so it's called Nan and Granddad's wedding. My trip to Paris, she's titled Mum and Dad's trip to Paris. She's also put different markers into me. So it's very easy, you'll see when you have your digital file how easy it is to break the film up into different events. So my trip to Paris, I've put little markers in for all the different sightseeing spots that we visited and the things that we did, given each one a title so I remember exactly where we were. My daughter doesn't care, she wasn't there. So she's dedicated one chapter, Mum and Dad went to Paris, that's it. On the other side, my daughter's 18th birthday. To me, it was just one big expense and headache, so I've given it one chapter. It says Jade's birthday, simple as that. In her version, that was a very important event to her, so she's gone through and split that event up into different things that they did, the places that they went, because it spanned a few days, the shopping trips and the party, and then she's gone through and listed all the starring characters of that event. So she's got the full names of all her best friends that shared that birthday with her. So you can see that from the one file, each of us can make it unique and a movie from our perspective of what's important to us and the chapters that we want to jump to and the information we want to remember and have down there as our history. So the possibilities with this sort of thing are endless, and the longevity of it. I will one day look forward when I'm a grandmother to passing these files down through the generations, and also going back and doing new versions for the grandchildren and titling them up from their perspective. So my wedding will now be called Nan and Grandad's Wedding, and I'll give them a version like that. So the file will never be wrong, it can always be updated, and everyone in the family can join in and do their own version. And if you want to go one step further, what a lot of our clients are doing is the digital file on the iPad can actually be edited in iMovie. So that's something we're going to feature in another video. We won't go into that now, but that's another exciting reason for having a digital copy. So that's point number 3. In summing up, I'm really happy I have my home movies transferred to a digital file. I now have them on demand whenever and wherever I like. Let's head over to the studio now and we'll try and catch Stephen and get him to show us a quick overview on how easy it is to implement the features I've talked about here today into your digital copy. So this is Stephen, our senior editor. Stephen, can you show us a little bit today about how to take a digital file, split it into events, give it some titles, and maybe show us how to do some cover artwork?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Before we get started showing you how to add your own chapter points and cover artwork, I just want to show you Jennie's iTunes library of home movies. The first thing you should notice is all the beautiful cover artwork that we have in here. Let's select one of these covers and straight away it shows you all the information on this movie. So you've got all the events. It's headed up as plot summary, but these are what we like to call the events, what happened within that film. And then we've got all the cast, and down here it even shows you how long it's on for. And if you just press the play icon and the movie will begin to play. Let me just turn the volume down. If you click in here, this shows you the menu of all the events, chapter points, however you want to describe it. But this is all the things that happen within this movie, and just selecting one of these will jump you to that point in the movie. It even gives you the counter reading here for whereabouts this is within the film. So let's just click on this and it jumps you instantly to that point. Now just pause this a moment. If I was to click on this icon here, this is where I could push it to an Apple device. This is to push it up to full screen, so let's just play that, and you've got it playing in full screen. It looks really nice. So you can watch it on your computer in beautiful HD, in full screen. It looks really nice. And then we've got it playing back in the iTunes. Just click the cross and it takes you back to your library. Now, if I would want to put this on an iPad or an iPhone, I've got 2 devices connected at the moment. I've got my iPad and my iPhone here. So let's just select the iPad, and you can see the tab here, movies. All I do is find the movie that I would like to sync. This is the one we were just watching. You just select it and then go down to apply. And as you can see up here, it's syncing with the iPad and it'll cross the film over to the iPad. So I can now take this on the go with me. Let's just cancel that and go back to the library. Now over here I have a wedding film. I'll just play this for you. So this is some Cine Film, and we've produced a intro for it. It's a wedding, and we had some slides, and we even had some telegrams and cards that wanted added to the film. But this is how we send out the digital copy. We put chapter points in at relevant events, or we put chapter points in with a change of a film reel or a videotape. But because we don't know who the people are, and we also don't always know what the events are, we just call them chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And I just want to show you how you can change that data so you can make it look more like how Jennie's home movies look. So let's just drag and drop this into iTunes. The first thing you should notice is we have a new category now called unknown genres, and that is where the film is, because we haven't added any data to it yet. We haven't told it what genre it should have gone into, so we have no cover artwork, no details. It just shows you the running time. Now we can play it, and we can click here and we get the menu, but we've just got start, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. I can turn it up, that's why there's no sound there. So if I jump to chapter 1, it works perfectly well, but there's no data in there. Who are all these people? What are the events? Obviously it's a wedding, but whose wedding? So let's hide iTunes, and the software we're going to use today is called SUBLER. It's a free download on the Mac. If you've got Windows, you have to use some software called MetaX. This is it here. It's under $10, so it's does the same sort of thing as SUBLER does. So this is the film in SUBLER. So if I click on the video, you can see it's high definition. We've got the sound, and we've got the chapter track. If you remember, when we were in iTunes, we'd got the start and chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Okay, let's load the video. Let's press play. So as we know, it starts off with a wedding intro. Now, for the purpose of this demo, I know all the information that needs putting into this film. So for the start, we want it to say our wedding, June 6th, 1964. And let's have a look what chapter 1 was. Now these are the photos before the Cine Film starts, so I think the Cine Film comes yet. So you get the photos and then you get the Cine Film. So we wanted that to be called Cine Film. And then afterwards we get some slides. So, and these are 35mm slides. And chapter 3 was all the telegrams that they received for the wedding. So this is the information that will come up within the menu. I also want to add some information to the actual film itself. So if you click off of the track, you'll get these 3 tabs: metadata, artwork, and other settings. In here, this is where you get the genre, which is home video, and you can change this to HD. And there's the artwork. I'll show you how to do that in a second. This is the name of the film. So let's change that. It's better. And down here in the bottom left hand corner, this is all the information that we can add. So let's have a look. Go description. Let's add in here our wedding day. And then we've got a longer description. With the long description, the best way I've found to do this is to write the wording that you want with the correct spacing and how you want the lines to look in a text document, and then copy that, double click and paste it in. Press return and it comes out the same way, because you can't press return within these fields. it just thinks that you're finished with what you're typing. So that's the best way to do that. Let's add some cast members in here. Now I just do this by putting them all on one line. There we go. Let's add one more. Let's add a rating this time. So we've got all the ratings in here. I think at the bottom we've got UK. So we'll add a UKU. Right, let's get rid of the text. So we can just go File, Save. And if we look at the video now, you can see that we've got our new menu titles. Let's go back and let's add some artwork. So how do we add artwork? We'll load Photoshop, and I have a little template canvas of cover artwork, and I'll show you the size. It's 667 pixels wide by 1000 pixels high. I've got a photo here from this wedding. There we go. Now let's have a look at the size of this. I think it's a bit bigger. Yep. So we'll just make it 1000 on the height. Okay, so let's add a little bit of text. There we go. Put this on 2 lines. There we go, that's nice. And we'll just save that out on the desktop. We'll just save it as a JPEG. Okay. So there it is. And we just drag and drop it, and we now have some cover artwork. So we'll do File and Save again. And now let's go back to iTunes and see how our movie looks. Let's drag the film over to iTunes, and we'll go into unknown genres again, and there's the film, and I'll tell you why it's in unknown genres in a moment. But look at how much better the film looks just on the cover artwork. So we'll click on the one that we haven't done anything to. It looks pretty poor. We'll click on the new one, and look at how nice this looks. So we've got the plot summary now telling you all about the event. We've got the cast. Obviously we've still got the running time. We can just hit play. The film begins to play. The menu. So if we want to go to the telegrams, we just click on the telegrams and they start to play straight away. And it's just so much nicer. So we click on the slides and the slides play. So why has the film gone into unknown genres and not gone into our home movies category? Now if I click on the home movies tab in iTunes, you'll notice that the wedding film's in there. So is the one that we didn't add any data to. This is because in SUBLER we didn't add a genre to it. So let's go back to SUBLER. Click on the button in the left corner again. Select genres. Now in here, if I type in wedding films and File and Save. Okay. Let's go back in here. Let's delete this now. I'll delete it out of iTunes. Let's cross the film over again into iTunes. We now have a new category called wedding films. So you can put all your wedding films in there. So if you wanted all your holidays in one category or all your Christmases in another category, if you just want to keep them all in the same category, just make a category called home movies. And like Jennie's catalogue, they'll all be in one place. Now remember, the beauty of this system is it's so easy to manage. Let's just close everything here. Here is the file. If we wanted to make a copy of the file, let's just duplicate it. So I've made a copy of it, and I'm going to call it My Mum's Wedding, because this is now for the daughter. So we'll add it into SUBLER, and in here we can just make some small changes. Click on the chapter track, double click, and just add my mum's wedding. And within the events, you can do the same here. So the title would be my mum's wedding. And you can just add things within here, but we'll just save that, what we've done. Close. Let's load Photoshop up again, but this time let's use a different cover. So again, we'll just do the size. And for the text, we'll just add mum's wedding. Put it down there, that's okay. Save it to the desktop again. Let's load SUBLER up. Look at the artwork. We'll get rid of this artwork and we'll add the new mum's wedding artwork. File and save. Back to iTunes. Cross the film over. Wait for that. I'm going to wedding films, and there is the new film. Well, the same film, but we've now got it as mum's wedding, so everything still works. So if we play the film, let's look at the menu. We've now got it as my mum's wedding. So as you can see, different relatives can have the same film but from their perspective. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed watching our little tutorial into the digital copy. I do believe, just in summing up, that this is a vastly superior to DVD or maybe even Blu-ray, because it's so versatile and you can add your own chapters and your own menus and all the things that we've gone through, and you can even do more than that. And in a future movie, we're going to be showing you how to edit this film, adding titles and taking out sections of film on an iPad, so look out for that video coming soon. There's just a couple of things I forgot to show you, and it's to do with the chapter markers. If we just click on chapters, I wanted to show you how you can move the chapter marker. So if I load the film and choose the Cine Film chapter, you'll see that it plays from just a couple of photos just before the actual Cine Film starts, and the Cine Film actually starts there at about 1 minute 25. So if we go into here, there's the Cine Film one, and we just change the 106 to 125, and then hit save, and then load the video again. You can see there, now it starts from the Cine Film. So that's very easy to actually move the chapter points. To add a chapter point, look down here in the bottom left, there's a plus, press it, and we get a new chapter. And for the times, all you should do is find where you'd like a chapter. So let's say it was here. We've got some photos, so that's 3 minutes 37. So we come in and we put in 3:37, and we'll name it as photos, and hit file and save. And now we have a new chapter marker called photos. Well, that's about it from me. I'd just like to point out that everything I've done today can be done on Windows in pretty much the same way, and we also provide a lot of support with this service. So we send you some help guides and documentation out with the order, and plus we have a free phone line where you can call and talk to your editor. So any of these little things that I've shown you, if you're getting stuck with them, please do give us a call and we'll help you get them sorted out. Well, that's it, so thanks very much for watching.